Welcome, everybody, to Bubble Stadium in England. Today we have a very exciting match. It is a friendly between the Oxford Armadillos and the Newland Newts. Now, today is very, very special. This is the Newland Newts' very second game, and the Oxford Dillos, what would this be? This is their first game in their brand new stadium. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. Well, we've got our coach, Sam Stone for Oxford, and our players, Bjorn Samuels, Dion Graham, Lee Liu, the captain, Wally Mart, and Colonel Mister. And over on Newland, we got our coach, Chuck Grumbulus, and our players, Crunchwrap Supreme, Ryan Gurgitate, Bountiful Ummies, Item Frame, and Eric Rection. It's going to be a very exciting game today, folks. Let's get it going. And there's our chicken. These players are moving a little slower than usual. It seems there's so many people in the crowd right now that it might be slowing down our game here. But that's all right. We can still have fun. It seems the chicken runs towards Newland first. That's never a great outcome, typically, for the team who the chicken runs to. You're closer to your goal, and it's usually more likely that it goes to you. But it seems like the Newts may be able to drag it through here. Bountiful Ummies trying real good. But Oxford seems to be pulling it back. They're really trying their hardest. You see them pushing and kicking. These players can play rough, and no ref will be called out until... Actually, I do believe that this field does not even have a ref, so these players can get down and dirty. We love to see it, folks. All right, this chicken has not moved very much. You look over and see Coach Chuck Grumbulus. He is just very upset that our Newland Newts are letting this happen right now. You can see that chicken is being dragged almost past the Dillos. Dion Graham has taken it down. He's running it through. Is he going to make it? No, he doesn't before the Newts pull it back a little bit. Ryan Gurgitate with a great save there. There are multiple attempts at goal being shot right now, and it seems like the chicken is just about to cross that line. A couple players jumping over the goal. They're really getting into this. The Newland Newts are not really trying here. And they're pulling it back. They're pulling the chicken back. But the Dillos almost there and are just able to score. That is 1 point for the Oxford Dillos. Bjorn Samuels with an amazing goal right there. That's what we love to see, ladies and gentlemen. We take a look at our crowd here. Obviously, there are more Oxford fans at the moment. However, these Australian fans did come from across the sea, and while they may be few and far between, they are energetic, and you can hear it. It seems like we might be just about to start again. And there goes our chicken walking towards the Dillos this time. This could be a good outcome for the Newts here, folks. Like we just saw before. The chicken walks to the Newts, and the Dillos score. Could they reverse it here and score an equalizer? We'll see. Bountiful Ummies coming in full charge. But so does Dion Graham, running straight into her. Item Frame. Now, here's an interesting story about Item Frame. Item Frame is actually British, so this is a very interesting game being back in the homeland. But he is playing for the Australian Newland Newts, so this will be a very interesting time for him, I'm sure, and there may be some animosity, tension between the two. The chicken is pretty much in the center of the field. This is a great battle, folks, and the Newts are able to take the chicken. Just a couple more blocks, but a couple blocks can be pivotal in a game like this. They're being shoved away. Look at that massive push right there. That's what you get from this Australian offense. They're really able to push and shove. If you saw right there, one of the Oxford players just got pushed by their own teammate. That happens a lot in this game. Really, it's just a casualty that we have to deal with, because with the extreme physicality that these players are experiencing, it's hard not to accidentally shove a teammate here and there. But we've actually seen a remarkable push by the Oxford Armadillos into the territory of the Newland Newts. I'm sure Coach Grumbulus is not happy right now. You can see him yelling over there. Another thing to keep in mind here, Eric Rection able to pull it back just a little bit. Crunchwrap Supreme helping out him. Wow, this is an electric game, folks. You can see the Newts fighting tooth and nail to keep this chicken away from their goal. You can still see the remnants from the last chicken in their goal right now. There are currently Russian flags on the visitor goal. This is odd, but I believe it's simply an artifact from construction that they've yet to take down. And folks, they are moving this chicken to the edge of that O. Like I said before, a couple blocks can be pivotal in a game like this. And don't get me wrong, folks, it is still a close match, anybody's game. However, the Dillos do have a lead. It will be truly remarkable if the Newts are able to pull this out here, pull this chicken back to the other half. They already did concede roughly 20 blocks or so of space between where the chicken ran to and where they were able to, and where the Dillos were able to take it back. Honestly, very impressive play by the Dillos here. 5 minutes on the clock, and here goes the chicken. They're making a run for it, but the Newts are not able to stop it just yet. Could this be a run straight to the goal? No, it's not. As the Newts... Oh. Massive physicality, massive pushes, massive players right here. And they're almost taking that chicken into the goal. Still the raw chicken from the last one laying in that goal, and I doubt the Newts are going to want to let another one slip through their palms. Now this is just something, folks. It is important to keep in mind the track record of these teams. The Newts have only played one game so far, and they have won against Moscow University. This is... Oxford's record is 2-1 right now, so while percentage-wise they are technically doing worse than the Newts, they do have more experience, and I will take a bet that will be very pivotal in this game. They simply have had more time on the field. I hear there are some new players coming in for the Oxford Dillos this game. Walmart has not played in an actual match before. He was an alternate. And you can see we still have some players over there on reserve. Something that the Newts do not have. And look at this, the Newts are pulling it through. They're pulling that chicken back to the center of the field. This is truly remarkable. You don't often see something like that. In my many games of chicken ball I've watched, it's normally a death sentence when the chicken is over on your side of the field. But we saw it before in this match when the Dillos were able to pull it back to the Newland side of the field, and it almost seems like the Newland Newts may be able to pull it back to the Oxford side. This chicken is really in contention. But you can see they're pulling it back again. They're pulling it towards the visitor goal. If the Newts are able to take this back to the center, it is truly anybody's game. But right now, it's looking pretty dire for them, I'm going to be honest. You can see Bjorn Samuels really gripping that chicken. And I don't think Item Frame, in my opinion, I mean, we've seen some impressive things from Bjorn recently, and I really don't think that Item Frame, who's kind of been directly against him, is really going to be able to pull anything out here. But we'll see. We will see. I shouldn't doubt the Newts too much right now. It still is only 1-0, so there is plenty more game to be played. Quick timer check. 2 minutes. You can see these players. Oh, 3 minutes. I apologize, folks. And look at this. The Newts are pulling it back. Are they going to be able to pull this through? They just hope. You can see that Bountiful Ummies is guarding the front of the pack here, making sure no Oxford players are able to pull it, are able to get in front and grab that chicken. Whoa! Oh my goodness, look at this. They pull it over the middle line. They're making a run for the goal. Are they going to make it? There are no Oxford players who are catching up to this right now. We got 2 players up there. We got Ryan Gurgitate and Crunchwrap Supreme. They are pulling it through. They are pulling this chicken all the way through. And right there, the Oxford team is able to grab it. But is that going to be enough to save them here? That was truly an incredible run we just saw. Nothing like that I've ever seen before. The Newland Newts may not have the same experience as the Oxford Dillos, but they can pull off crazy stunts like that if they can continue to do something along those lines and continue to pull out some insane plays. They might have a chance here. Now the Oxfords, they like to play this a little more slow and steady. You can see block by block they are taking that chicken back. But again, if they can open up just a little bit and Newland sees an opportunity to make a crazy run like they just did, they can score whenever they'd like to, because the Oxford team just kind of sits and brings it slowly back to the other side. Just like this. You can see there is a run going through right now. We got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Are the Newts able to pull this chicken into the goal? This is their one shot here. It seems their whole team is bunching up around this chicken. They're making some insane headway right now. But is it going to be enough? They don't have a lot of time. And that is the game. Oh, the Newts were so close to being able to pull in another goal. But the Oxford teams, just their resilience and their defense, it was too much for the Newts to handle. What a remarkable game. Great plays from both sides. And congratulations to the Oxford Dillos for winning their first game in their new home stadium. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for a great game, and I'll see you next time.